Hello children, welcome to ICSE Standard 10 Biology classes. In the last class, we were discussing about the chapter The Circulatory System. We'll continue with the same chapter. Today we'll discuss about two topics. 1. Blood transfusion and blood groups. 2. Structure of heart. Let's begin with blood transfusion. Sometimes it becomes necessary to inject blood into the body of patients undergoing surgical operations. This is called blood transfusion. In blood transfusion, blood taken from a healthy person's body is introduced into the patient's body through his vein. The person who donates the blood is called the donor, and the person who receives the blood is called the recipient. But when blood transfusion is done, it's very important that the transfused blood should be of the matching type or compatible with the type of blood of the recipient. Here comes the importance of knowing about the blood groups. The concept of blood grouping was discovered by Karl Landsteiner. The RBCs of humans have specific proteins on their surface, and these proteins are called the antigens. The plasma of the blood has its complementary antibodies. There are several systems of blood grouping, but the most important and which we follow is the ABO system and the RH system. In humans, there are two types of antigens. They are antigen A and antigen B. According to the ABO blood group system, depending on the presence or absence of antigens, there are four types of blood groups. They are blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, and blood group O. The antigen present on the RBC of blood group A is A, of B is B, of AB is A and B, and of O is no antigens. The corresponding antibodies present in the plasma of blood group A is anti-B, of blood group B is anti-A. Blood group AB has no antibody, and that of blood group O, both the antibodies anti-A and anti-B will be present. Now, let's have a look at the possible blood transfusion which can be made by people of various blood groups. A person having blood group O can donate blood to O itself, blood group A, blood group B, and blood group AB. As blood group O can be given to all the blood groups, blood group O is called the universal donor. Blood group A can be donated to A itself and also to blood group AB. Blood group B can be donated to B itself and AB. As AB can receive blood from all the blood groups, blood group AB is called the universal recipient. Now if I ask you your blood group, okay, tell me your blood group. Your answer may be any one of these. We already know what these alphabets indicate, but do you know what is the meaning of this positive and negative blood group? It actually indicates the RH system of blood grouping. RH stands for rhesus, the common monkey in which the factor was first found. If RH factor is present in the blood of a person, the blood group is said to be positive. And if RH factor is absent in the blood of a person, the blood group is said to be negative. RH factor also should be considered while blood transfusion, especially when the donor is RH positive and the recipient is RH negative. In this case, if the blood of an RH positive is transfused to a negative person, the blood of the recipient will detect the RH factor as a foreign substance. That is, the person will become sensitized and develop antibodies for the RH substance, which will remain in the blood of the recipient. If a second transfusion occurs, the antibody produced by the first transfusion causes a reaction with the transfused blood, which may even lead to death. Same case may occur in pregnancy. If a Rh negative mother conceives a Rh positive baby, it may sensitize the mother. The first baby will be normal, but if the mother conceives the second child soon, the antibodies developed during the first pregnancy may even lead to death of the fetus and abortion. Now let's move on to the topic structure of heart. The blood circulatory system consists of blood, heart, and blood vessels. We have already discussed about blood. Now let's study about heart. Heart is located right in the center of the chest cavity between the two lungs and above the diaphragm. The narrow end of the roughly triangular heart is pointed towards the left side. As contraction of heart is more powerful in this region, we feel heartbeat on the left side. Human heart is about the size of a closed fist, that is 12 cm in length and 9 cm in width. Heart is protected by a double-walled membrane called the pericardium. It contains the lubricating pericardial fluid which reduces friction during heartbeat and protects it from mechanical injuries. Now let's study about the structure of heart. Human heart consists of 4 chambers. They are the right auricle, the right ventricle, the left auricle, and the left ventricle. The upper chambers are called the auricles and the lower chambers are called the ventricles. The auricles have thinner walls because they need to pump blood only to the very next ventricles, but the ventricles have thick muscular walls because they have to pump the blood to long distances. The left ventricle has thicker wall than the right ventricle because the right ventricle has to pump blood only to the lungs, which is nearby the heart, but the left ventricle has to pump blood to the farthest points of the body. The right side of the heart is separated from the left side of the heart by means of an auriculoventricular septum. The right side of the heart contains the deoxygenated blood and the left side of the heart contains the oxygenated blood. Next, we can study about the blood vessels entering the heart. 2 blood vessels carry deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body to the right auricle of the heart. They are the anterior vena cava, also called superior vena cava or precaval. It brings deoxygenated blood from anterior or upper regions of the body, including head, chest, and arms, to the right auricle of the heart. The posterior vena cava or inferior vena cava brings deoxygenated blood from the posterior or lower regions of the body, including abdomen and lungs, again to the right auricle of the heart. 4 pulmonary veins, 2 from each lung, brings oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left auricle of the heart. Now let's study about the blood vessels leaving the heart. First one is the pulmonary artery. It arises from the right ventricle and carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs for oxygenation. Next is a large artery called aorta, which arises from the left ventricle of the heart. It carries oxygenated blood from left ventricle to all parts of the body. Heart is also an organ which requires supply of oxygenated blood and removal of deoxygenated blood. It is carried out by the coronary arteries and the coronary veins. The coronary artery supplies oxygenated blood to the heart muscles. The coronary veins are also called the cardiac veins, which carries deoxygenated blood away from the heart and pours it to the right auricle. When there is blockage in any coronary artery, there is deadening of the corresponding area of heart muscle, which leads to myocardial infarction or commonly called heart attack. Sometimes chest pain may occur due to insufficient supply of blood to the heart muscle. This is called angina pectoris. Associated with heart, there are 4 valves which regulate the flow of blood in single direction. We'll study about valves while we study about blood circulation. So with this we come to end of our today's session. Now it's time for homework. Thank you, children.